Podcast is copyright Polk County Christian School, 2490 West Tower Drive, Bolivar, Missouri. Stop by our school to see what we are doing to provide a Christian education for students in our area. All rights reserved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sound check is good. We have audio. And I want to thank you for watching PCCS TV. Tonight's game is middle school boys hosting PCCS Knights, hosting Tccs Lions. Game starts at 6 o'clock. So we're about 3.5 minutes from tip-off. And the one thing I have not tested yet is my camera. And that is not on yet. Let me fix that. I only have one camera tonight. I will not have a camera pointing at the scoreboard cam. So let me get my regular camera up and running and connected. There we go. All right. So the main camera is on. And folks, this is a courtesy provided by Polk County Christian School. Our website is polkcountychristianschool.org. And of course, if you're watching it, you probably already know our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@PCCS. And this is the home of the PCCS Knights. You're watching PCCS TV. During halftime, we'll bring up the upcoming schedule, which is actually going to be very short as we're winding the season down and preparing to travel to the state championship next week in Carthage and Joplin, Missouri. We don't have that schedule yet. We're waiting for the bracket to be seeded and shared with Coach Chad Burton, our athletic director. And as soon as that is in, we will share that at our next available broadcast, which hopefully that'll be in time for Monday's broadcast. And in fact, I have mentioned on the last couple broadcasts that I'm not available Monday, but I had a schedule change, and as it happens, I will be available, and we will be live for Monday's games. And then we'll be live for all the games at the state championship that were available and there's a signal for. And of course, if there's not a signal at any of those games for the state championship, we will record and then upload that later. We'll probably cue that to upload while everybody's sleeping that night, because it'll already be done and on my laptop when I get back to the room that night. So I'll just cue it to load. Hopefully we'll have a good signal at each of those locations, though. And so like I mentioned, I do not have a scoreboard camera tonight, so I am going to run an on-screen scoreboard. And there it is. So I'll be managing the score manually. I don't have a clock on that because it's too cumbersome for one person in a TV studio to start and stop the clock and run the studio as well. So we're just going to run the score. And we're under a minute for tip-off. Thanks you for tuning in to PCCS TV. As we're gearing up for tip-off, quick shout-out to our volunteers at PCCS. On the score table, we have Heather Hale on your right as you're looking at the screen. And she is running stats for Polk County Christian School. That'll be the official game stats. And then Nancy Sandage running the scoreboard and the buzzer. And the players are taking the center of the court for a moment of prayer. All right. And, of course, thanks to the coaches, Chad Burton there in the green shirt, Coach Brian Gray in the blue shirt with a black hat, and TCCS coach in the yellow T-shirt, and the refs. I know the TCCS coach is Derek. I'm thinking the last name may be Yarber. I'm not sure. I apologize if I got that wrong. I've emailed him, talked to him this evening. All right, and Gideon Walker out at center court, going to take the tip-off for the middle school boys Knights. He's wearing number 30. And Gideon gets the tip-off, but the Lions end up taking it from Gideon. Number 25. Lions are going to the right. And, he lost a shoe, fell, but the Lions put the shot up, missed that, but they get the putback, and it's good for two. Folks, that's a good score. It's 2-0. Lions take the first lead. Knights bringing the ball in. Miles Ankrum bringing the ball across. And he's getting full court pressure. Ref signaled I believe, a foul. 2-5 white. I'm sorry, 2-5 blue. And Collins bringing it into Walker. Walker putting in a jump shot from outside, and that's a miss, and the Lions steal the ball, make it a fast break, but the ball's out of bounds. Good effort, though. Anderson bringing the ball in for the Knights. Over to Russell. Russell bringing it across and passing it down court. It's out of bounds off 25, trying to steal that pass. He got a hand on it. Good effort there. So it's Knights ball. Collins bringing the ball in for the Knights. Collins over to, intended for Walker, but the Lions steal the pass and take possession. Bring it across court to 0-0, and he's going to put the pass up, and there's a block on, I think, Ankrum. We'll see what the ref says. White 2-0. That's Miles Ankrum with a block before the shot. So Lions bringing the ball in from under their own basket. Number 25 bringing the ball in. He's putting it up to, I think that's 12. Just inside the arc, put it up for two. That's a miss. Nope, that was 0-0 with that shot. Well, I could be mistaken. They may have traded places. Either way, Knights end up with the ball, and Ankrum bringing it back. Ankrum gets it across, goes through the defenders, puts it over, intended for Collins, and 0-0 stealing the ball. Missed the, 12 steals it back, folks, and traveling, trying to get the ball and get his feet at the same time. Good effort. Both teams stealing the ball back and forth. Possession goes to White, I believe, on the near sideline. Yep, Collins bringing the ball in for the Knights. Zach Collins into Ankrum. Ankrum taken around the screen and meets 24. Goes through the defenders, swinging around, down toward the baseline. No shot. He's going to pass it intended for Walker, and it's still White ball under their own basket. Collins bringing the ball in. Giving it to, trying to get it to the Knights, but 25 with a steal. That was a good steal. 25 bounce pass over to 15. He put the shot up, missed it, and Ankrum with that rebound. Ankrum bringing it down. Getting pressure, puts it over to Anderson. Anderson draws a foul. That's a push on 25, I believe. Yep, ref says 25 to the score table. And 30-second timeout on the Knights, coach. All right, folks. I don't have the stats for our recent encounter with TCCS versus Pccs over in Lebanon. That was a week or two ago. It was recently, but I don't have that game right in front of me. I didn't think to pull anything up before I got here tonight. But I'm sure both coaches are making some adjustments based on that recent game. All right. White ball under their own basket. Ankrum passing the ball in to Collins in the corner. Collins swinging it up around the arc. Back down to Ankrum in the corner, going for three. And, close but not in. And Anderson gets the rebound, goes to put it up. That's blocked by 25. 25 has the ball. He's going to bring it back across for the Lions. 25 down to 24, just outside the paint. No shot, puts it up to 0-0. 0-0, back over to 25. He's driving into the paint at the elbow. Pass it over to 15 on the free throw line. Puts his shot up, and it's a miss. Gideon Walker on that rebound. And ref signals jump ball. Collins bringing the ball in for the Knights. Into Ankrum. Ankrum turning around, making a fast break down to the midcourt line. Ball's out of bounds off of White. It's going to be Lions ball on the sideline. 25 bringing the ball in for the Lions. Into 0-0, back to 25 to bring it across. Russell's meeting him there. 25 gets the screen, takes it down to the far side. Pass it down to 0-0 under the basket. Nope, that was 12 under the basket. Out to 0-0, puts it up for a three-pointer. And maybe another jump ball. Yep, ref says jump ball. Gideon Walker and 15 on that ball. And Lions bringing the ball in. That's 15 bringing it in. To 0-0 under the basket. One dribble and, there's a whistle, jump ball. Folks, I can't say this enough. I don't know the rules, so I can't question the refs. You'll never hear me argue with them or about what they've done. And, a long pass. Little high, trying to get it over the defender, and the Lions end up stealing it. 25, bringing it down, does a jump shot, missed that. Ankrum clears the board on that missed shot, and he's making a fast break and gets it across. Runs into a defender. Russell picks the ball up from Ankrum and puts the shot up. It's a miss, and Lions going to bring it back across. 25 taking the ball down the far sideline, and ref says block on to White 21. No, must have been White 12. Had to be on Russell. And Knights are subbing in Silas Presley for Tyler Anderson as Lions bring the ball in, put it up. It's a miss, and 24 clears the board, puts it back up, missed that. 15, I think. Going for another shot, missed, and Walker gets the rebound, gives it over to Russell. Russell passing it to Collins, who's open, got some room, stops for, went to put the jump shot up, had a defender in front of him, and came back down without getting the shot off, so it's Lions ball. Good effort, though. And good defense for the Lions there to block that shot. That was 25 on that block. 25 bringing the ball back across, gives it to 15, the top of the free throw. 15 down to 0-0 and puts shot up, missed that. 25 with a rebound to the putback, missed it, and Walker getting that rebound, looking for the fast break, no one to get it to, so he gives it to Ankrum. Ankrum passing it, and it's blocked by the taller defender. And there's a blocking call. I think that was on Ankrum. See what the ref says. Ref is signaling for... Well, no, he didn't signal. I think it was on Ankrum. Either way, Lions bring the ball in, put it up for two, and the score is 4-2. I'm sorry, 4-0. Okay, Russell bringing the ball down and push on blue, 1-2. Zach Collins bringing the ball in on the far center line. Into Ankrum. Ankrum. Passing it over to Presley, and it was about passed back to him, or tipped back to him. Collins saving the out of bounds, and Lions pick it up and make it a fast break, put the shot up, and it's good for two. So the score is 6-0. Russell brings the ball in to Ankrum. Ankrum getting double teamed, passing it, and that pass is stolen by 12. Put up a shot, missed it, and 25 with a putback. Good for 2. It's 8-0. And Ankrum putting up a shot. Missed the shot, and whistle. Might have been on blue. We'll see what. Yep, blue says ref says blue 25. 3 fouls for the Knights and 4 fouls for the Lions so far in the first quarter with 1:04 left. Collins bringing the ball in for the Knights under their own basket to Russell. Russell stepping in toward the paint, put the shot up, drew a foul, and he's going to the free throw line shooting for 2. Ref says foul on blue, 2-4. That's their 5th team foul. I don't know if the shot was if the foul was during the shot, or if it's just 5 team fouls. It's causing them at the free throw line. Either way, first free throw's a miss. It's still 8-0 with 1 minute even left on the clock. Knights have subbed in Hudson Gonzalez, number 32. And, neither free throw in, but Walker with the rebound gives it over to Russell. Russell putting it up, missed a shot, and the ball out of bounds on the pass, intended for 24. Knights ball on the sideline. Presley bringing the ball in for the Knights. He's going to give it down to Anderson. Anderson turns around, passing it intended for Walker, and 24 ends up with it, gives it over to 0-0, over to 25 to bring it across. And 25, bounce pass, tipped out by Walker, and Lions let it go out of bounds. Good effort for Walker there, trying to get that steal. 12 bringing the ball in for the Lions. He's going to give it way up top to 0-0. 0-0, dribbling down to the paint, puts it over to 12, who's open, and puts up an easy layup. 2 points for the Lions. It's 10-0. 21 seconds left, and Russell trying to get that steal, and I think he fouled. No, it looks like they gave the foul to blue. I didn't see the foul. I just saw the whistle, and Russell was on the floor. I was assuming he was the one that fouled. So 6 fouls for blue, and we're back at the free throw line. 10-0 at the moment. And this is Russell on the free throw line. He's got a pretty good free throw percentage, so I look for us to maybe get on the board here. First free throw's in. That's the first point for the Knights. It's 10-1. Russell's second free throw, it's out. 0-0, getting on that rebound. And he gets it. He's going to bring it down. Gives it over to 25, who's bringing it across. 25 straight down to the paint and out to 12. 12 put the shot up, missed it. 15 got the rebound and going for the putback, and that was good for 2. And there's the buzzer, folks. That's the end of the first quarter. So we'll be back with second half action shortly. I mentioned earlier Coach Brian Gray there in the blue shirt with a black hat. You'll see he's also carrying an iPad, and he runs that iPad during the game, and he feeds a play-by-play to the Game Changer app. So if you get on the Game Changer app available on Android and iPhone, you can add that Game Changer app or install that app and then search for Pccs, Polk County Christian School, and add that team as a player, family, or fan. And once you're admitted, then you'll be able to follow the play-by-play during the game and also watch the score. And I don't know if fans and players can see any stats or not. I know that the staff can see stats for the season and by game. There's not a really easy way that I've taken the time to figure out yet to export that. There probably is a way to get it exported. But that's kind of cool to look at. And appreciate the refs being here tonight. Good turnout in Bolivar for the game. Appreciate the Lions making the drive. Number 12 bringing the ball in for the Lions as we start second quarter action. Gives it over to 0-0. And he's going to turn around and pass it over to 2, who's subbed in during the break. 2 put the shot up, missed it. Anderson cleared the board on that. And there's a whistle. Number 2 with a push. Both teams are back to 0 fouls except for Lions just fouled, so that's 1 for them. And Russell over to Ankrum. Ankrum intended for Anderson. Anderson ended up coming up and getting it. He's driving down to the paint, and the ball is taken by 0-0. Lions possession. Give it to 2 to bring it across. 2 down to 21 in the corner. Going for a three-point effort. It's a miss. Out to 12. 12 out to 0-0. And he's driving in. Puts it over to 21 in the corner. Going for another 3. It's across the rim. Good effort. 12 saves the out of bounds, but Collins picks it up. Gives it over to Russell. Russell passes it, and it goes straight to 21. And foul on Anderson. That was convenient. One of the Lions lost their glasses, but was able to get them while we were on a foul whistle there. No harm, no foul. Number 12 brings the ball in for the Lions. Gives it to 2. He's bringing it across. Down to 21 again. Going for a 3. Nope. Defender in front of him. So he passed it inside for 2. And 2 puts it up. Gets the putback, and it's good for 2. So the score is 12-1. Oh, 14-1. They just changed the venue scoreboard. Mine was right. All right. Ankrum bringing the ball across, going through the defenders, and there's a block call on 12. Lions 12. That's their second team foul. Ankrum bringing the ball in for the Knights. He's going to pass it into Russell. Russell gave it over to Walker. Walker wasn't quite ready. I don't know if that's a lack of communication or what's going on there. Seems like sometimes that's an issue, but from up here I can't tell. All right, Lions bringing the ball in. 2 brings the ball across. Driving straight down into the paint. Went to put the shot up. It's tipped, and Anderson picks it up, and it's stolen by 2. And he puts up a long shot. Missed that. Anderson gets that rebound. And there's a whistle. Holding on, I think, blue 1-2. Yep, looks like blue 1-2 on the holding. So that's a third foul for the Lions. Russell brings it into, Collins brings it into Russell. Russell passing it. It's tipped, and the Lions steal it again. And they put up a layup, and it's good for 2. So it's 16-1. 3 minutes, 58 seconds left in the second quarter. Ankrum swinging it down, putting up a long 2-point shot, and I thought that was going to go in. But there's Walker with a putback, and it's good for 2. Love to see that. Gideon Walker on the board there. 3 for the Knights now, 16-3 on the scoreboard. 2 bringing the ball across for the Lions. Coming down to put it to 21 for a 3-point effort, no good. And 12 with a putback, good for 2 points for the Lions. So the score is 18-3. Collins brings it into Russell. No, Ankrum. Ankrum's bringing it across, no pressure. Down to Russell on the far side, and ref says travel. I got to agree, that's what I thought the call was going to be, but I had to wait and see. They put a hand on the ball and kind of tripped up his rhythm with his steps, and I see that, but it looked like it might have been a fair call, so we're going to go with that. And 0-0 over to 2. 2 Puts it in from the free throw line. It's good for another 2 points, 20-3. Russell bringing the ball down for the Knights. Russell over to Ankrum on the near side. Ankrum driving into the paint, and the ball's loose on the floor. Goes under Collins, but he gets it picked up, turns around, and draws a foul. That's number 4 for the Lions. And Presley subbing in for Anderson. Collins bringing the ball in for the Knights. Passed it into Walker, turns around, puts shot up. Good effort, but that's a miss. 12 with the rebound. He's making a fast break. He's going to slow it up. 12 over to 0. Nope, 24. 24 driving in along the paint. Walker picked up a loose ball, gives it straight over to Collins. Collins bringing it back across. Down to Ankrum. Ankrum passing it over to Walker. Walker jumping up and getting that pass. Back to Ankrum. Ankrum driving through the defenders and putting it out to Russell. Russell going around the defenders, trying to pass it, and 2 end up tripping up the pass. Lions ball, 12 bringing it down, goes for a jump shot outside the 3, and it was a miss. And Presley on the rebound there gives it to Ankrum. Ankrum's going to bring the ball back across, coming down the near side, all the way down the sideline to the baseline. No shot. Back up to Presley. Presley passes it to Ankrum. Ankrum going for a long 2, and that's a miss, and there's a whistle. 3-0. That was on Gideon. I didn't see what he did. I'm not arguing it. Ref's right there at the player, so he's got a good vantage point. Number 2 is bringing the ball in for the Lions. 2 passing it into 0-0. Back to 2 to bring it across. 2 swinging it down to the elbow on the near side, out to 21 for 3. 21 puts it up and no good. And number 12 puts up a putback and it's good for 2. So it's 22-3. Russell bringing the ball across up to the free throw line, passing it over to Walker. He gives it out to Presley. Presley puts it up. Oh, that's a miss. And Lions get the rebound. Number 2 bringing it across, making a fast break all the way down, runs into Walker, and yep, Walker looked like he was set, and the ref agreed, folks. Good play. I'll tell you what, folks, you don't run into those Walker folks and make it very far. All right, that's 5 fouls for the Lions, and so Walker going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. Gideon Walker on the free throw line. He's got a brother, Ben, who's a senior on the high school boys team. Going to miss Ben next year, but glad to have Gideon taking his place. Gideon has really matured. It's been great watching him play on the ball, on the court. All right, his first free throw. Oh, close. Yeah, his ball play has certainly improved over the years. All right, Gideon going for a second free throw, scores 22-3. Second free throw, also close, but not quite. 0-0, cleared the board on that. He's going to bring the ball down. Nope, he's going to give it over to 2. 2 bringing the ball across, down the near sideline. Gives it out to, well, nope, he's going to put it across court to 12. No good on the shot. And 0-0 going for the putback. Draws a foul maybe during the shot. Yep, he's going to shoot for 2. And that was on 3-2. They're giving Hudson Gonzalez credit for the foul, I believe. Either way, Lions at the free throw line shooting for 2. 0-0 is on the shot. First free throw is out. Score is still 22-3. Gideon taking a breather. John Clemens subbing in for Gideon, number 13 for the Knights. Second free throw is good, so the score is 23-3. Russell bringing the ball across for the Knights. Passing it over to Ankrum. Ankrum taking the screen. Passing it back over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez back up to Ankrum. Ankrum down to Russell. Russell going for the long two. It's a miss, and the Lions get the rebound, 0-0. He's making a fast break. Goes to put the shot up, missed it, and number 2 with the putback. So it's another basket for the Lions, 25-3. 6 seconds left. Ankrum bringing the ball down. He's aware of the clock, driving down to the corner, puts up a three-point buzzer beater, but not quite in. It was a good effort, folks. All right, so it's halftime, folks. Let me adjust the scoreboard, showing that we are in halftime. So real quick, as promised, we're going to bring up the schedule. Real quick before we do that, let's go through some sponsors for PCCS. These are businesses that frequently sponsor our annual auction fundraiser, one of our big fundraisers for the school. And they are KYOO AM/FM in Bolivar, Need More Vacations, Schellenhammer Construction, Womack Monuments, Bill Roberts Chevrolet, Edward Jones, Mid-Missouri Bank, Shelter Insurance, Stewart's Custom Designs, Wild Man Plumbing, Douglas Hahn and Heidemann, Etch Salon, First Baptist Church, Hogan Farms, Motor Monkeys, Oak Star Bank, Parton Real Estate, Pitts Chapel, Polk County Crop Services, State Farm Insurance, Bryant Chastain, agent. State Farm Insurance, Gianna Andrews, agent. All Creatures Animal Clinic, Bank of Missouri, Bolivar Ready Mix, Creator Designs, Creator Delights, Garrettson's Trash Service, and Hubbard Realty. And of course, folks, we appreciate all of our sponsors at PCCS and everybody who contributes in any way, not just with sponsorships, but gifts for the auction to be auctioned off and volunteering their time, making contacts to go out and solicit those gifts, which should be going on at this time or wrapping up probably at this time, and volunteering to work at the auction, helping with the auction. There's an auction company that comes in and provides that service, and there's just a lot of effort. But, you know, there's a lot of effort that goes on all year long, not just at the auction, but the school year, from athletic volunteers, the coaching staff, I believe, are voluntary, and the stats and scoreboard people. And, of course, Heather Hale normally runs the concessions at the home games, and she coordinates all that, runs the schedule, and coordinates all the concessions to be at the concession stand for the games. We appreciate all the volunteers of any kind for PCCS. And speaking of, you are watching PCCS TV. Thank you for tuning in. So, as promised, let's look at the upcoming schedule for this week. Tonight's game, Polk County Christian School Knights versus the Cross Christian School Lions. Middle school boys first, high school girls immediately following this. And then the high school boys for the finale of the evening. We're at Bolivar Middle School. And then the next games will be Monday night. Polk County. Apologies, I hit a mute button by accident. Monday night, Polk County Christian School Knights hosting the Marshfield CIA. That's on February 23rd. And I had originally indicated that I did not believe that game would be live streamed. At this time, I believe it will. I think those games will be live, and those will be at Bolivar Intermediate School. And first game starts at 6 p.m. It'll be middle school boys first, high school girls second, and high school boys following that. I'm sorry, middle school boys first, high school girls second, and then high school boys following that. And then after that, we will queue up for the Polk County Christian School Knights, high school boys, traveling to the state championship, Missouri Christian School Athletic Association Championship in Joplin, Missouri. That tournament is on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, February 26, 27, and 28. And those games should be live streamed right here on PCCS TV. And then once those games, while those games are going on, we'll also be watching the high school girls for Polk County Christian School. They're also going to be at the same championship. They'll be defending their 24 and 25 championship titles as the state champions at the Missouri Christian School Athletic Association tournament again. And as with the boys, the girls' games should also be live streamed. Of course, if there's a scheduling conflict where the girls are playing at the same time as the boys, we will give preference to the girls because they are the returning two-time champions. And so we'll record their games or live stream their games if there is a scheduling conflict. But all of those games should be live on youtube.com/@PCCS right here on PCCS TV. All right, and we're a minute out from third quarter action. Appreciate you tuning in to watch us here on PCCS TV. As soon as this game is over, we'll end this broadcast, take a brief intermission between games to refill on water, and then we'll start another broadcast right here on our YouTube channel for the high school girls game. And then once that game is over, we'll do the exact same thing again. We'll take a break between the high school girls game and the high school boys game, and we'll start another broadcast for the high school boys game. And folks, if you're new to PCCS, something I've started this year is I've started making highlight reels, and I'm collecting those reels during the game. When I see a cool play on the court, I hit a button in the studio here, and it saves the last 20 seconds of video. Makes a copy of it in a separate folder. And so at the end of the year, the end of the season, I can compile those into a highlight reel for the sports banquet. And then in the last couple of weeks, I've realized, well, silly, why aren't you doing that for the other teams as well? So I don't have as many for the other teams, our opponents, but I've started doing that, and I'm going to put all those videos in folders by team, and I'm going to share each team's folder to just that team. So if you're with the Cross Christian School, I'm going to share a folder of all the highlights that I've collected from the other night in Lebanon and tonight of just your team. And your coach will be able to share those to the family and the players as the coach sees fit. I'll leave that up to the coach. There's no limitations on sharing those. And all right, we're in third quarter action, and the ball's in. Knights ball, and the Lions pick up a loose ball, passing it across court, and 13 on the court. He picks it up, and Ankrum trying to steal it, and there's a whistle. I don't know if that was a backcourt violation or a foul. I'm not sure. It's white ball. I think the ref may have called that a backcourt violation. Ankrum brings the ball into Anderson. Anderson driving down under the paint, puts it up. Oh, good effort. And Walker there for the putback, missed it, and the ball's out of bounds. Off blue, it's white ball. Collins bringing the ball in for the Knights, passing it over to Ankrum. Ankrum out to Russell. Russell swinging it up to the top of the paint. He's going to pass it way up top to Ankrum. He's coming down the near side, going inside. No shot, puts it out to Russell. Russell looking for an open player. He's going to pass it down to Anderson, taking the screen. And, well, Walker picks the ball up, pass it out to Ankrum. Ankrum swinging it down alongside the paint. Put the shot up, no good, but Walker with the putback, and it's good for two, folks. So it's 25-5. Lions bringing the ball in. That's 50 bringing the ball down. He gives it to 0-0 to bring it across. 0-0 over to 13 on the far side. 13 down to 0-0 in the corner. He turns around. Looks like he's going to put up a three-point effort. It's across the rim. 22 with the rebound, gives it to 50. Back to 22, puts up a short shot, missed it, and 50 clears the board, puts it back up. That's a miss, 0-0. Brings it out. He's driving into the top of the paint, pass it out to 13 for a three-point effort, and it's across the rim and out of bounds, maybe off the toe of White. Yep, it's still Lions ball. That was off toe of Gideon Walker. Good defense, though, trying to get the ball without fouling. And the Knights are sending in a couple of subs. Collins and Anderson subbing out as I believe Presley and Clemens came in. 0-0 brings the ball inbounds, gives it over to 13 on the far side. 13 bringing it back up top. Long three-point shot from the top, missed that. And Knights sending the ball, trying to save the out of bounds. That was Presley trying to save it, and he stepped just outside. So it's Lions ball, 21 under their own basket, bringing the ball in. And Walker there with a good tip on the inbound pass. Clemens picking up the ball after Walker tipped it, gives it to Russell. Russell making a fast break, passing it over to Walker. Walker putting up a two-point effort, and it's a miss. Good effort. Clemens trying to get on that rebound, but Lions end up with it, and 50 bringing the ball across. Oh, ref says charging. I didn't see it, folks. I'm not arguing it. That was on 11, I think. I don't see an 11. Maybe it was 21. I couldn't see the number of fingers he was holding up. Either way, it's Knights ball. Ankrum into Russell. Russell back to Ankrum to bring it across. He's swinging it up top and stepping in for a long shot. That's a miss, and 20 cleared the board, gives it to 50, who gives it over to 13, puts the shot up, and it's out of bounds after a miss. So it's 25-5 with 3 minutes 33 seconds left. I thought it was white ball. Nope. The ref says blue ball. We're going with that. And they pass it into 50, and he's keeping the ball alive. And the ball's on the floor. 50 picking it up, passes it to 0-0. 0-0 driving down into the paint, putting up a jump shot, and it's good for two. Folks, these Lions are here to play tonight. The Knights aren't giving it up, but the Lions just got them height-wise pretty much across the board, I think. 13 clears a rebound after a missed shot, and ref with a whistle, I think, on Presley. Yep, number 4, Silas Presley with a foul. That's the first foul for the Knights this quarter. We're in third quarter action. So fouls are both at 1 for each team, and 21 pass the ball into 50. 50 bringing it across down the far, near sideline, and there's a push on Silas Presley again. Happy to see him being aggressive out there. 50 brings the ball into 22. 22 swinging it up top across to 21. 21 over to 13 for a three-point effort, folks. Got to give him props. That was a good shot. And it's 30 to 5. Presley over to Ankrum. Ankrum swinging it up top, couldn't get the three off in time. There he goes with a two-point effort, and it's under the basket and out of bounds. And tipped by Blue, the ref says, so it's Knights ball. Ankrum going to bring the ball in for the Knights. 2 minutes, 29 seconds left in the third quarter. Ankrum puts it into Walker. Walker puts it up. Missed, and 21 with a rebound, gives it to 13. 13 over to 22. 22, spin it around to get it back across the court and travel. And a sub coming in from Knights. Tyler Anderson subbing in for Clemens as Russell lines up to bring the ball in from the sideline, gives it over to Ankrum. Ankrum bringing it across. Ankrum driving down the far side, down to the corner, back up, gives it to Russell. Russell passing it to Ankrum. He's stepping in for a three-point effort. Oh! 13 with a rebound on the missed shot. He's going to bring it down, looking for an open player. Nobody to pass it to. down court, so he gives it over to 50 to bring it across. 50 taking the screen, going down to the paint, putting up a shot from the free throw line. It's out of bounds, and the Knights let it go. So it's going to be white ball. Knights are subbing in Zach Collins and Hudson Gonzalez for Silas Presley and Russell Phoenix. Anderson's going to bring the ball in for the Knights. Anderson into Ankrum. Ankrum bringing it across. Ankrum going around the defender, gives it to Collins, steps in for a two-point effort. Good shot. That was a beautiful shot. Looked like it was going in, but the Lions cleared the board, and 0-0's bringing it across. Gideon staying with him for defense. And 0-0 passed it, and Ankrum with a steal. He's driving all the way down, takes the screen, puts it up, and it's good for two, folks. Beautiful shot there. Love to see that. Lions bringing the ball in. 50 passed it in to 0-0. 0-0 bringing it across. Gonzalez meeting him for defense. 0-0 back over to 50, back to 0-0. Driving down in and puts a shot up, and it's out of bounds. Still blue ball, though. Tipped out by White. 21 bringing the ball in for the Lions. He's passing it into 50. 50 puts a shot up over Walker. And Walker picks up the loose ball, gives it to Gonzalez, who is out front, and 50 steals the ball, gives it to 0-0. 0-0 putting the shot up. It's off the back of the rim, tipped by Anderson. 0-0 picked the ball up, and ref says blocking. It's on 0-0. Tyler Anderson with a block. And that's the third foul for the Knights. .21 bringing the ball in for the Lions. Under their own basket. He's passing it into 50. And 50 turns around, puts shot right up, and it's good for two. So it's 32-7. As Ankrum brings the ball across, down the far side, swinging it back into the elbow, puts shot up, and wow, look at that. That's a two-point shot for Ankrum at 32-9 as 50 gets the ball. Long pass down court to 13, and he turns around, puts it right up, three-point effort. Walker with the rebound, gives it to Collins. There's the buzzer, folks. That's the end of the third quarter. So the players are going to take a short break and come back out for fourth quarter action as you're watching PCCS TV. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in, supporting the team. As always, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please click the thumbs up icon on your YouTube app or your TV, wherever you're watching it at. Show some love. That helps us to see how many people are watching and know that this is a good effort. You can also click on the subscribe button. If you do click on subscribe, it'll be a little easier for you to find our next broadcasts when we go live, especially if you're going to be joining us at state championship. It might be kind of handy to be notified of when we go live on a game. Check and see if it's your team playing or if you've got family at home or maybe in a distant state, because watching is free and it doesn't require a sign-up of any kind. So if you've got older family that are home and are not tech savvy, but they can get to YouTube on their TV, they can watch PCCS TV. All right, Lions bringing the ball in. Number 50 is going to bring the ball in for the Lions. He's going to pass it to 13, and 13 taking the screen, brings it across the top, down to 50 on the far side, putting it up for a three-point effort. Good shot. Gideon Walker on the rebound, gives it to Russell. Russell has some room, trying to make a fast break, swinging around the defenders, gives it to Walker. Walker puts up a gentle layup just outside, and Russell clears the board, gives it back to Ankrum. Ankrum missed, and Collins with a putback. That's a miss. And the ball's out of bounds on White, so it's Lions ball. 32-9 with 5 minutes 31 seconds left in the game. 50 into 13. 13 back to 50 to bring it across, and he passed it inside to 24. 24 is going to put it back out to 20. No, turns around, gives it to 50. Back to 24 under the paint, and Walker cleared the board on that, gives it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez out front gives it to Ankrum. Ankrum making a fast break, puts shot up, draws a foul, block during the shot, so the ref is going to send Ankrum to the free throw line shooting for 2. He's another one of our high percentage shooters. Ankrum's new to PCCS basketball this year. Good to see him out on the court. He's been a good addition. He's coming from a person who doesn't know the game. He strikes me as somebody who's been on a court before. Ankrum and Russell both new to PCCS this year, I believe. Russell may have been out on the court last year. I don't remember for sure. But they both obviously have played before. All right, missed on both of those free throws after I was just talking about his good shooting percentage. He still has a good shooting percentage. And Lions bringing the ball in, 22, back to 50, and 50 gets it across to 13. 13 driving down to the baseline, puts a shot up. It's no good, and Collins with a beautiful rebound there, folks. Gives it over to Ankrum. Ankrum, long pass under to Walker. Walker back out to Ankrum. Ankrum giving it to Russell. Russell swinging it around the defender, gives it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez going for a long three-point shot. It's out, and 24 blocking the ball to let it go on out of bounds. So it's going to be Lions ball, I believe, on the... Nope, white ball. All right, Ankrum bringing the ball in for the Knights. He's passing it in to Collins in the corner, puts up an easy two-point shot, folks. That was a beautiful shot. Lions bringing the ball in. 13's going to bring it across. Going down the sideline and passing it over to 22. 22 passing it to 13 down on the far side. Turns around for an instant three-point effort. 24 cleared the board. He's going to turn around, pass it at 21, and puts it up for an easy 2. So it's now 34-11. Russell bringing the ball back down. Russell straight down to the free throw and I believe traveled. Yep. He tried to put the shot up and they tipped the ball in his hands, so he landed before he could get the shot off. And I think that was a correct call. Not that it matters what I think. All right, Lions bringing the ball in. Gives it to 13. 13 keeping the dribble alive, and Ankrum there trying to steal it, and there's a whistle. Ref says 2-0. Ankrum with a push. Good effort. Lions 50 bringing the ball in. One foul each team currently. 50 bringing the ball down to the top of the paint, puts up an easy jump shot. It rolls around the rim but goes in, and that's what counts at the end of the shot. So it's 36-11. Ankrum bringing the ball down. Ankrum over, I'm sorry, that was Russell bringing it down. Gave it to Ankrum. Holy smokes, folks. What a beautiful three-point shot for Miles Ankrum there. That was crazy. All right, 50 bringing the ball across. It's 36-14. And somebody's out of bounds. I was checking to make sure my scoreboard matched the scoreboard in the venue, so I missed who the ball was out off of. Looks like out off white. It's still Lions ball. 13 bringing it into 50. 50 passing it back to 13, going over the rim. 22 missed the shot, and Knights ball. Clemens bringing the ball in for the Knights. Pass the ball into Russell. Russell brings the ball down, and a bounce pass over to Presley, tipped out of bounds. I thought it was tipped out off blue, but ref says tipped out off white. That's the advantage of being closer to the players than I am. They could see better. Nope, tipped out off blue. That's correct. Okay. Russell passed the ball into Presley, and ref says 2-4 with a foul and a push. So it's 2 fouls for the Lions. It's white ball on the baseline. Russell's bringing the ball in for the Knights. He's passing it up to Ankrum. Ankrum going for 3. Folks, they've unleashed the beast. They should have done that earlier, folks. That's another 3-pointer for the Knights. 22 over to 50. 50 down to 24, who's almost by himself in the paint, going for the putback on his own shot. And Presley there with the rebound, passing it out to Russell. Russell making a fast break, folks. Russell puts a shot up. It's a miss. 21 cleared the board, gives it to 22, who's out in front, making a fast break, puts a shot up and missed that. And there's Russell with a good rebound. Good jump for that rebound. Russell bringing it across, passing it. Oh, intended for Clemens. I don't think Clemens had heard the ball was coming his way, so he wasn't ready for it. Lions bringing it back, and they do the fast break, put it up, and Clemens clearing the board on that, gives it to Russell. Russell to Ankrum. Ankrum bringing it back across. He's going to slow it up. Going for a jump shot from outside, and it's a miss. 13 cleared the board. He's got 3 defenders in front of him. He's going to slow it up, gives it to 22. 22 back to 50. They're going to set up an offense. 52 coming into the elbow, gives it to 24, who puts it up, missed that, and they put it out to 22. Another shot. 13 gets that rebound out to 50. 50 putting up a long 2-point effort, no good. And the ball is rebounded by 22. 22 to 24 under the basket, and ref says a reach or holding. That's on 4. That's on Presley. Presley being assertive again. Folks, I'm not upset by that at all. All right, Lions, 21 brings the ball in, pass it to 24. He puts the shot up, missed it, got his own rebound, put it back up for a good 2 points. So it's 38-17. Ankrum bringing the ball back across, swinging it up top. Gives it to Presley. Presley turning around, stepping in for 2. Oh, good effort, but 21 with a rebound on the missed shot. He's passing it down to 50, who's out front, making a fast break, gets past all the defenders, puts it up for an easy 2-point shot, folks. All right, Ankrum bringing the ball across for the Knights. Ankrum spins around, puts the shot up for 3. It's a miss, and ball's loose on the floor. 22 making a fast break, runs into Ankrum, and what's the call? White 2-0. Lions ball. 29.6 seconds left in the game. And 13 has the ball. Swinging it down to the far side. Puts it back up to 50. 50 back to 13. He's stepping inside the arc. Puts it up. It's over the rim. 22 with a putback. Missed that. And Jonah Skinner with a rebound. Passed it out. And now it's a jump ball. No, it's not a jump ball. There was holding. We'll see who that's on. Silas Presley, number 4. That's a 4th foul for the Knights, but there's only 10.6 seconds left in the game. Lions bringing the ball in. 21, passing it in. Bounce pass to 24 under the basket. Puts it up for an easy 2-point shot. So that's 42-17 on the board. Ankrum making a race down, putting up a buzzer beater. Folks, that's the end of the game. Regulation play. 42-17, Lions on top. Folks, it's been a good game. Thank you for joining us on PCCS TV.
This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School, 2490 West Tower Drive, Bolivar, Missouri. Stop by our school to see what we are doing to provide a Christian education for students in our